Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger. Happy Friday, April 1st. Time for another store review. No joking around. Let's jump on in. I'm going to skip over individual offers just because I've talked about those the last couple of weeks. We have a free offer here, guys, for the PZ4S. This is the Star Wars looking tank, and you can get the camo with this. Basically, you have to check in every day and claim your 10 certificates for a total of 100 to cash in for the tank. And along the way, you'll get some orders. If you finish those, you'll get certificates, gold boosters, along with the camo for this tank. It's a slow medium tank, but it has an amazingly accurate gun. And I think that you will enjoy the tank. If you miss out on a day and you have 90 of the 100, there's 350 there to complete it at the end. Mega containers. We'll go ahead and talk about those now. Interesting in the sense that this has what looks to be every tank in the game, just about. We'll get that in a second. But it's only a 5% drop chance. But, when I went through this list here, some really new tanks. I noticed like the Lansing C is in here. That's one of the most recent tanks. So it looks like they've updated the list. Kanonen, with a lot of the newer tanks. So the last round of, I don't know what they call them, collect them all, didn't appear to have every single tank in it. But we see when we get down to the bottom, this goes all the way down to tier 5. So you might be a little bit disappointed, if you're hoping to be lucky, and then you pull a tier 5, you might be a little bit disappointed. So my recommendation here is just stay away from the containers. This is kind of interesting, and I'm sure that there's a reason they put this up on April Fool's Day, but what's in the box? It's another attachment. Looks like it reacts differently based on the start of the battle, destroying enemies, dealing damage, or receiving non-penetrating hits from opponents. So something will pop out when one of those events happens. All right, now we've got 5 of them for $10, or you've got 1 for $3, or 1 for 4,000 gold. Stay away from this one, guys. This one's really expensive compared to these other two deals here. So, obviously $2 there per each, and $3 if you just want to try out one. A little gimmicky, but it is what it is, right? Let's see. We've talked about all of these, and I'll talk about them in the tank section. But just again, want to point out this elusive companions. 2 really great tanks. If you don't have these 2 tanks, I think you will enjoy both of them. Active autoloader on the Progetto 46 and autoloader on the T27, 17,500. Each come with orders that'll get you some black crates there as well if you complete those. So I like that, and those are 2 really solid tanks. And we'll get down and talk about the rest of that stuff when we get to the tank section. Gold for camos, no thanks. Gold for combat boosters, again, no thanks. These winter kits really aren't a great deal, so I don't recommend those. And here we are, now to the tanks. The Badger at 20,000, that is expensive for a tier 10 tank, but it does come with the attachment, the camo, and appears to have 5 WZ121G FT containers, so that helps bring that down a little bit. Tank is faster than the AT series tanks, got a little bit more mobility, similar armor, but it doesn't have that commander's hatch cupola that is just penetrable by anybody. So it is a decent tank, but I would say team dependent. T55A is new this week. 30 days of premium, that's pretty nice. You've got a couple boosters, some 5Xs here. Not a bad price for a tier 9 tank, but I would say this tank is just rather mediocre. You know, you're not going to see it too much difference between this and, say, the T54, other than the credit coefficient on it. So keep that in mind as you look to purchase this tank. The AMX Cannon Dassault 105. Yes, so I did a review on this week. I really am enjoying the mobility on this tank. The armor is okay if you get it hull down. Otherwise, not much armor to speak of, but the gun, the accuracy, and more importantly, the mobility on this tank is really great. 12,500 is steep for a tier 8 tank. Granted, I would recommend waiting for that price to come down into the 8,500 range, but making sure that you pick it up. I think it's a must-own tank destroyer at tier 8. The Skoda and T-27, they did have it down here as well. As we talked about, still early adopter pricing here at 12,500. That should come down a few more times in store, more along the lines of the 8,500 for the Progetto. Chieftain is a nice little heavy tank if you like kind of the British play style of having a small alpha fast firing gun. This comes with a lot on it for a tier 8. You've got the premium camo, the 5X, you've got 2 collect them all containers for 6,000. So not a bad price, but it's not an Action X. It does have quite a few flaws to the tank. And to me, it's not a tank that you're going to use on a regular basis. So keep that in mind. The M4A1 Revolver. I love this tank. I love the big gun on it. It's got decent mobility. Not really anything as far as armor goes, but it just has a nice big gun on it, which is a lot of fun to play. Fire and Ice still around for 4 more days. We talked about that last week. 5,500 for a tier 8. Premium tank is a good deal if you don't already have a lot of these style tanks in your garage, because as I mentioned before, there are so many tier 8 heavy tanks that all look very similar, have very similar play styles. So, how many of them do you really need in your garage? The impressive duo, I enjoy the ISU 122S. I think it's got good mobility. I like the gun on it. I don't like the gun on the SU 122. Seems to troll me a little bit more than the ISU does, but it has better armor here. SU 100Y is a tank that really, if you stick around the game long enough, you'll probably pull it for free. However, 14 days of premium time is 2,000 gold, so you're basically getting the tank for free. It's a lot of fun. It has one of the unique features where the premium ammo actually has less pen, more damage, but it is the size of a barn, and hey, it is pretty hard to hide. If you can master this tank, you can do well in this game, I would say, and it does have the emoji attachment as well. So not a bad deal if you're looking for some premium time and a fun premium tank to play as well. SU 85, tier 5 TD, I would go ahead and just say pass on this. It looks like it does come with 2 camo containers. Doesn't do anything for me, so pass on this. Now, interesting, $4 here. What you get out of this M4A2E4 Sherman bundle. I would say if you don't own the tank, don't buy it for this. But if you do own it, keep in mind here, for $4, you're getting 7 days of premium time. You're getting the attachments and camo and 5X boosters, some other boosters here, and a garage slot. And you can turn around and sell that for 2,350. That's almost 600 gold per dollar there. So nice way to spend $4 and get a decent amount of gold, provided you already have the tank. Gold, we're seeing some new gold boxes here where the price per gold at like for this one, $100, 375 gold per dollar is not great. They're enticing you with 15 mystery boxes, and to be honest, with the mystery boxes I've opened lately, I've been sitting on the 100, 200 gold each. I haven't had anything big hit. So keep that in mind, but you can pull a certificate for a free tank out of it. So there's some incentive there, but really not a good deal. Make sure if you've got these 2x bonuses here, you're buying your gold here. This works out to be 750 gold per dollar. So get those purchased first. Premium time. Yeah, 30 days is $2,000. I think I said earlier 14 days, but I was a little bit off there. Mega containers, and we still have the WZ120 containers. That's it for the store. The good news is gravity mode starts, or has started by the time this video is up. So have a great weekend and enjoy gravity mode. And of course, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.